is the fact that there's 400 to 500 of these oranges on this tree. Okay, and a lot of them are out of our reach, but not too far. We could climb the tree a little bit and get up there. But why are there some up high? And why are they round? Okay, I've observed this. How does this tree grow? How does it how does it start? Okay, after I've eaten a few of these, we've determined that we can't eat all of these. There's four of us. There's so many of these. There's an overabundance of them. There's no way we can eat all of these. But I've noticed something. Some of them fall off the tree by themselves. Some of them we pick by our own, with our own hands and we eat. We can't possibly eat all these. Do you understand? So when we took some of these apart, we noticed there's something on the inside. And we've determined that they are seeds, these little tiny seeds. And this is how I've put this together, that this tree started out with a tiny little seed. This is how this tree grew, by one of these seeds. Okay? At one point in time, that tree had to be an orange. An orange had to fall to the ground, and one of those seeds took root. But where'd that orange come from? Because I don't see another orange tree around here. Do you understand? So I start to piece this together, how this works, that this tree grew, matured with time, with sunlight, with rain. It grew, and in time it became a mature tree and it produced fruit. But in time it will die. Do you understand? There must have been another tree around here. Do you understand? And this is how the cycle of the tree grows. It was a seed at one time. Do you understand? And so I see this cycle from a seed being sowed to reaping fruit, sowing and reaping, sowing and reaping. It's like a circle, sowing and reaping. And I began to think, why is this round? This is why it's round, because the ones on the top, I've observed this, the ones that are on the top, when the wind blows, when there's a storm, they start whipping around and some of them fall off when it whips around. And I've noticed in a storm, they get flung off and they roll quite a distance from the original tree. They get flung off. And when they get flung off, they roll about 30, 40, 50 feet away. Some of them take root. You know, the orange starts to decompose and some of those seeds start to take root and a little seedling starts to grow and another little tree starts to grow. I noticed that the oranges that fall directly under the tree don't take root. You understand? Trees need light to grow. The oranges that fall directly under the tree don't take root because they need sunlight. The oranges that get flung away from the original orange tree start to take root because they have sunlight. Trees need space to grow. So I see intelligent design behind that. This is why they're round, so they can roll away from the original tree. They roll away from wind, storms, do you understand? Or sometimes when the tree is grown on a hill, just by gravity, when they fall down, they roll down the hill a little bit and take root. And then they're able to have room to grow. Like I said, trees need room to grow. The ones that fall directly under the tree cannot grow because they don't have light. So I see real intelligent design behind the fact of why they're round. But I also see another way that seeds get dispersed. I see birds. Birds dig into some of these and eat the seeds. And some of them defecate in a different spot. But I've noticed one thing. When birds eat the seeds, they don't break down the seeds in their stomach. The seeds pass through them, which is very odd because usually when you eat something, your stomach acids break everything down, even in animals. But it's very strange that birds do not break down seeds. I see intelligent design behind that. Birds actually help disperse all kinds of seeds. I don't know if you're aware of that. They help disperse all kinds of seeds for all kinds of trees. I see intelligent design behind that because they're able to fly. So they travel all over the place. In fact, they travel great distances. Some travel from country to country. Do you understand that? And this is how you get different kind of trees in different kind of countries, is because of birds. I see high intelligence behind that. That's not evolution. That's a creator that created birds, that created their stomachs not to break down seeds. I see intelligence behind that. A Big Bang didn't create that. Evolution did not create that. A divine creator created that. It's just another way for the oranges to grow in different kind of countries, farther away from where oranges originated, wherever they originated from. But like I said, there's different ways for seeds to be dispersed. By wind, storms, where the orange rolls away from the original tree, birds can disperse them by eating the seeds, but it doesn't break down the seeds. They defecate farther away, and that there's a good chance. Don't forget that feces is a natural fertilizer too, so it helps the seeds when they defecate and it mixes with the soil. Feces or dung is a very natural fertilizer. Do you think evolution made feces or dung for cattle, for horses, for chickens? They're very natural fertilizer. Do you think evolution made it that way? I see a cycle, a perfect cycle. Do you understand? A perfect plan, a divine, intelligent plan of sowing and reaping. Sowing, growing, reaping. Do you understand? A perfect, intelligent plan had to come from a perfect creator. Anyway, if you look at the orange tree, we'll get back to the orange tree. Consider this. There's an overabundance of this fruit. It's very healthy for our family. Do you understand? And it grows by itself. This is a key thing that lets me know that our Creator deeply loves us. Not just because of the beautiful color the orange is, the beautiful blossom that led us to this tree. Do you understand? The beautiful taste, the nutritional value. Do you understand? But consider this. We didn't have to work at all to make this grow. We didn't have to put in 1 ounce of labor to make this grow at all. We did nothing. We just sat there and laid there and played. My children played with a few of these. They played catch with it. They would turn it into a toy. We just sat there and had fun and played the whole time these things were growing. We didn't have to labor at all. That's another reason I know our Creator loves us. He did all the work. He created the orange tree and the oranges. He's the one that did all the toil, all the trouble, all the work, all the labor. He's the one that made it rain. He's the one that made the sun, the sunlight. We didn't have to labor. He truly loves us. He really does. Do you understand? He loves it when we enjoy the fruit of His labor.
Shattered like you've never been before. The life you knew in 1,000 pieces on the floor. And words fall short in times like these, when this world drives you to your knees. You think you're never gonna get back to the you they used to be. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe. beginning. Just let that word wash over you. It's alright now. Love's healing hands have pulled you through. So get back up, take step one. Leave the darkness, feel the sun. 'Cause your story's far from over, and your journey's just begun. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace. Yesterday's a closing door. You don't live there anymore. Say goodbye to where you've been, and tell your heart to beat again. Let every heart break and every scar be a picture that reminds you who has carried you this far. 'Cause love sees farther than you ever could. In this moment, heaven's working everything for your good. Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace.